Hello, friends. Glenda Mollett here. Welcome to my craft room. It is Monday. No, it's, oh my God. It is Wednesday, October the 1st. In my world, it's like Monday. And it's also like the 1st of January because this is the start of the Stampin' Up year. I'm just look over in Facebook, making sure I'm live, and there we are. Then I can do this and watch the comments, move that to there, do this. Perfect. Hello, Alice. All right. Things are hunky-dory. 2 thumbs up. I know I'm live on YouTube, just waiting for somebody to join me on Facebook and let me know that I'm live over there. Hello, Mary and Judy. Hello, hello. Oh, good. What a wet and horrible day in Port Alberni today. It is a true fall day on the wet coast of British Columbia. Let me tell you, we have had rain all day. Hello, Janet. And I managed to get my walk in this morning. Then I came home and dried myself out because, hello, Norma, I got soaking wet, but that's okay. I did it. I did my walk. I did the full walk. I didn't make it short. And I have been jogging, not the whole thing. I have about maybe a quarter of it. I jog now. Hello, Holly. And I actually did that this morning too. I did, instead of going in, we call it the donkey trail, it's a path. I went in the cemetery because it's paved and my feet didn't get quite as wet. Oh, Alice is having wind and trees down in Powell River. Hello, Shannon. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It is. It's a happy Wednesday. I got to be creative today. I got my walk in. I got to stamp with a wonderful group of ladies at the Sunshine Club this morning. Then I got to visit with another friend when I dropped off her order. Hi, Marlene. And then I got to come home and I did my swap cards for November. I'm going down to Las Vegas for a Stampin' Up convention, and I signed up for 2 fun fold swaps, and I got those all done. They're completed. Whoosh, that's off my plate. And now I get ready for Saturday. Saturday is the in-person creative escape, and let me tell you, I'm going to have fun. I love my in-person creative escapes, and I love the virtual ones. Now, virtual ones, I have packages sitting in the mail because if you live in Canada, you know that our mail is on strike. Started last Thursday afternoon. I put stuff in the mail on Wednesday, and so it's somewhere. I don't know where. So I'm going to let it go. It's supposed to be on the 18th of October. There's still fingers crossed that things are going to go ahead and with the negotiations, and maybe they'll settle and things will happen. But if you are part of my virtual creative escape scheduled for the 18th of October, just be aware that I may have to postpone it if people don't get their kits in time. I know that some of you are only tutorial only and you will have prepped your own kits, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do it twice. So I'm just be on notice that it may get postponed until after the strike, but it will still go ahead. I'll still do it. I know it's not fun. It's like, I understand why. I truly do, and I fully support them, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm just letting people know that the virtual one will be postponed if the strike does not clear and the kits do not get received before the 18th of October. Hello, Susan. Hello, Carol. It's beyond my control, but I'm just letting everybody know, don't panic. I will postpone it until you all get your kits. And if we have to do it in January, we have to do it in January. It's not much we can do about it, right? So tonight I have a fun fold for you. It's an easy one, but it's really cool. I saw this Laura Sakai. I don't know if you guys know Laura. Southridge Studios, I think, is hers. I've been following her for a couple of years. She does phenomenal cards. And right now, she is just exploding on the scene. She's awesome. So I saw her do this card and I thought, I can do that one. And I'm going to use the Lights of Aurora for it. And it's fun. Hello, Diana. Hi, Mary. Not fun. Nope. It is what it is. Like, I'm not, nothing we can do about it, right? The strike is what it is. And I fully support them. And I hope they get what they want. Now I'm moving on. I'm just going to pretend I'm on Facebook. I'm scrolling by. Just scrolling by because life is what life is, right? Hang on, I got an itchy eye. So today I mentioned briefly that today is October the 1st, and it is the start of the new Stamping Up year for us. So now I'm working on earning Costa Rica. We'll see how that goes. But there is a starter kit sale on right now like I have not seen in the 18 years that I have been a Stamping Up demonstrator. You can get, hang on, there we go. You can get $165 worth of Stamping Up products of your choice for $48. $48. That's what, $117 savings? That to me is a no-brainer. Or if you don't want that, if you want to get a little bit more, pay $135, which is our normal. So the normal starter kit is $135 for $165 worth of product. So they've taken and split it. You can pay less for the same amount, or you can pay the same amount and get 252 instead of 165. And you have the whole month of October to think about it. You can choose anything you want. The only thing that you can't get in your starter kit is paper pumpkin because it's priced differently and the shipping is already included and la 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 la. But once you get your starter kit, you save at least 20% on all of your orders. And so if you want paper pumpkin, then get this one, pay $48 for 165, gets lots of adhesives and cardstock and stuff. And then your very first order, save 20% on your paper pumpkin. And you don't earn host rewards, or what do they call them now? Stampin' rewards? Rewards points, whatever they call them now. You don't get that on your starter kit. You do get it on every order that you place after your starter kit. And with your 20% savings, you get rewards on the full price, not your demonstrator discounted price. Just saying. So I will be talking about it over the next few weeks. And I would love if you have any questions to let me know. Now, I know you guys down in the States cannot join with me, but there's still demonstrators down there that you can get the starter kit through. And they have amazing prices down there, just like we do. Okay, here's our card tonight. Look at this. Can you see the shine of the window sheet that's in behind there? You see that? It's a spanner card. Well, I don't know whether it's a spanner card or what it's called. I don't know what it's called. So it opens like that. So this piece has the front on it. And it opens, and these two are glued down. Thank you. Oh, yes. And I have registrations open for my Fun Fold classes. I have 2 classes. And if you do the first one, you can add on the second one, the kits for the second one for only $20 and give you a break on the price. if you choose option 2 or 3. If you choose option 1, just the kits, then that deal is not applicable. But if you choose the kit plus the labels or the bundle plus the kits, then you can add on the kits for class number 2 for $20. Those are both happening in November. And the link, I put the link in the description of the video for you. And it was in my newsletter this morning too. So if you are subscriber to my newsletter, you got that. And if you live outside of Canada, you can do the tutorial only option and get the tutorials for the 3 card kits for only $20 for each of the classes. Hello, Diane. Okay, I'm going to be using Azure Afternoon, Blackberry Bliss, and Memento ink. And I don't have any Wink Castella. Ooh, let's get Winky out. We might just use Winky. Seasonal tags for the sentiment. Festive friends for the inside, snowflakes. And Jolly Holly for the sentiment on the inside. And the light and wonder dies. And then I finished it off with some frosted iridescent dots. Hello, Anne. Good afternoon over there in Australia. Hello, Valerie. All right. So are you guys in Powell River? Are you ready for class on Sunday? I got everything prepped. We got a whole group of wonderful people getting together. Where's my kit? I lost my card kit. Really? Maybe I didn't get it out. Oh, I didn't get it out. It's still in my plastic bag. See how I do all my organizing. I'm getting sneaky peekies of my system here. Okay. So you will need to do this card, you will need Alice will be there exhausted, but we'll be there. Good. You need a break, girl. Envelope. The card base is there's lots of pieces. The card base is Blackberry Bliss, 8.5 by 5.5. Hello. 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4.25, and then you fold it in half. Yes, Valerie, you're on the list. You will be there. And then you put it in your paper trimmer and you line this up with I'll show you. Let me get my trimmer. I already did it, but I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so you put this in your trimmer and you line it up at 1.25. And then you cut from here up to the score line at 1.25. And then you go to the other side and you line it up at 1.25. And you do exactly the same thing. You cut it from the score line to the edge. Here, I'll go like this. See how I've got that cut there? These 2 wings. Okay. Then the first thing you do is tape these down. But I'm going to go through the rest of the supplies first. There is a piece that is 4 by 2.75. Oh, shoot, I forgot to get the embossing folder out. And that's the center. And we're going to emboss that with the exposed brick. Then I have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 2.75. And that's the piece that goes on the inside. And then I have a piece of white that is 1/2 by 5.25 for the sentiment. A piece of window sheet that is 4 by 2.75. A piece of Azure Afternoon. This is not a color I use a lot. You guys out there, tell me in the comments, do you use Azure Afternoon? I don't think in all the time it's been here, I don't think I've used it a lot, but I'm going to do the trees because that color is in the designer paper. And then we have designer paper. It is the Lights of Aurora paper. So we have 2 pieces that are 1 by 4. Yes, 2 pieces that are 1 by 4. And then you cut a piece that is 3 by 3, and you cut it down into strips. So I have 1 strip is 1 inch, and then I have 1 strip is 7/8 of an inch, and then I have 1 strip is 5/8 of an inch, and then the last strip is 1/4. So you, by the time you're done this, you kind of got a whole flow thing happening here. When I cut this, I wrote on the back number 1, and that's up, so I would know which order they go in. Hello, Nicole. Shannon doesn't use it much either. Okay, so those are the pieces we need. So first of all, I'm going to go and get my exposed brick embossing folder and my piece to do the embossing on my machine, because I have to emboss that piece and I completely forgot. But you know, my craft room is the size of a regular bedroom, so it's not far for me to go and get the pieces that I need. Yes, Mary, it is 1 by 4, so that's 2 inches, and then 3 by 3. So you're using 5 inches by 5 inches by 4, and then cut them down. So I cut a piece 5 by 4, and then I did the 2 outside pieces, and then you have a piece that is 3 by 4, and then I cut it down to 3 by 3 and cut the inside pieces. Just so I could maintain some of the pattern. Okay, I'm going to put this piece of Blackberry Bliss, my favorite color. I love this color. I'm going to run that through the embossing folder and we'll get that embossed. Azure Afternoon, not much of my favorite color. Blackberry Bliss, my all-time favorite color. And look at how nicely they go together. I didn't realize that they go so well together. Anne loves Azure Afternoon. Susan says, I don't know if I have any or not. Valerie says, if I had some, I would use it. Hello, Dimity. Do you want me to show you how to cut the designer paper, Mary, or because I don't mind getting another piece and showing you how to cut it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is tape my side wings down. And when you do that, you have to make sure that you get them nice and straight along the edge of your cardstock, because they can go off kilter very easily. So just make sure you line them up. That one. And oops. This one. There we go. Okay, I will get a piece. Don't let me forget to show you how to cut that. I will do that. Actually, we'll do it right now. Let me go get a piece. Hang on. I can find it. Okay, let's see what I've got lots of. We'll use that piece. So this paper is 6 by 6. Okay, so I want Let me just turn this over and I'll write on here what I want so you can play along. I want, can't get my, look at this pen. Isn't this the coolest pen? I got this in my Christmas stocking last year from my northern family, and I love it. It really writes nice. And apparently, you can get kits on Amazon to do these. I was thinking of doing them and giving them away as gifts. Would be so much fun. Okay, so you need 1x4 times 2 pieces, and you need a 3x3 cut to 1 inch. Or what did I say those were? I'm going to write it down because if I don't, I'm going to get really confused about what sizes I'm cutting. So those are the 2 big ones. Okay, so I have 1 inch, 1 inch, and then 7/8 of an inch, and then 5/8 of an inch, and then 1/2 an inch. Okay, so those are the sizes we need. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want them to be 4 inches long so that I can do both of them. So I'm going to cut this to 4. Cut that to 4. And then I'm going to cut a 1 inch piece. Hang on, let me get this down further so you can see. A 1 inch piece for the side. And then a 3 inch piece. And a 1 inch piece. And then you have this one left over, and you can use that on the inside or use it for something else. So these 2 pieces are the 2 side pieces, and they're fine. So I'm just going to put those there. Now this one, we're going to cut it. Wait, I don't want to get these confused with the one I'm doing with the card. Okay, so now this, we need 3x3. Now this particular piece, normally I would kind of cut some off the top and some off the bottom, but if I do that, I'm going to lose all that gorgeous Northern Lights, just because that's what this piece is. So I'm going to cut that down to 3x3. And then I'm going to start and cut this way. So I'm going to start with a 1 inch piece. And then cut a 7/8 inch piece. And then cut a 5/8 inch piece. And that leaves a 1/2 an inch. So that's how you cut it. And then you have your 2. Wait, this way. This way? No. This way. Now you have your 2 outside pieces and your 4 pieces for the inside. Okay? Okay. Back to our regularly scheduled program. That's how you cut that. Alice or Nicole says that would be a really special giveaway gift. And I can't remember what I said. Oh my God. I know I said something, but for the life of me, can't figure out what it was I said. So remind me. So this is my Stampiversary month. Oh, the pen. The pen. Yes. And you know, in Canada, they would ship as oversized letter mail because they're not too fat. this is my Stampiversary month. On the 17th, I think it's the 17th of October in 2007, I joined Stampin' Up. Okay, so I put the embossed piece in the middle. Now we're going to put, this is number 1, because I marked it when I cut it. And it's going to go on this side. Oops, let go. Thank you. Why is it grabbing tonight? Kind of center that there. So that was left, and this is right. So we'll put the other one on. I would love to give pens away. Maybe I should do that. For every order of $100 or more, I will send you a personalized pen. I also have these. I got one of these when I put in an order on Vistaprint. Once they had a special on, so I got those pens. Well, I got one of them. Isn't that cool? I've never had my own name on a pen before. Okay, so there's the basic card is done. So I'm going to put that off to the side. And we're going to work on the flippy part. So I need to cut. I need to cut the trees. Now, did I did. Okay. So I'm going to cut this piece of Azure Afternoon. Now this one measures 5.5 by 1 3/4. And I'm going to cut it because if you look here, there's no big gap in there. That would cut. That's where that would cut. So I'm going to cut it right there. And then I'm going to cut half of it and then half of it so I can put that gap together. Alternatively, you could cut a piece that is 6 1/4 inches and cut the whole thing. But I didn't do that. So we're going to do it this way. Just to take my scissors and go right up there like that. And then I'm going to cut one here. Stick that on there so it doesn't move on me. I'm going to stick one there, and then I'm going to stick one over here. And that'll give me the 2 pieces I need, and then we'll just slide them together and get rid of the big gap in the middle because I'm not putting the water in there. Oh, and last night, you know the card we made last night? Were you here for last night's card where we did a lot of humming and hawing about what color the water should be? Does anybody remember that? And we ended up with white with Wink of Stella on it. So tell me in the comments if you remember that whole discussion. And then I'll tell you the brainstorm I had in the middle of the night about what color we should have used. Okay, here's one side. I would get it for you, but I think I put it was the purple card. We were doing purple Lights of Aurora card last night, and we had Purple Hills. You missed last night, Valerie. How could you? Well, the purple one I think I've got down in my studio, so I can't go and get it and show you. I could show you the blue one, though. Nope. No, I can't show you the blue one because it's down the other end too. In the middle of the night, well, it wasn't the middle of the night. It was when I went to bed, which was like 12:30. I was lying there. You know how you're just falling asleep and you go back through your day and make sure that you haven't forgotten to do anything. And then sometimes I have to get up and write things down on a piece of paper. And I thought, why didn't we use bubble bath? Bubble bath was would have been amazing on that card because it's a little bit purple and a little bit pink, and it would have brought the purple out. So then I just wanted to get up and do another one, but I didn't. Okay, so we got the one, that one, that one, this one, only this one's upside down. So that's what our little piece is going to be. Now, if I put this on dark, will you be able to see it better? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to put this one and this one on, and then we're going to line the middle ones up. And you want to leave, when you're doing this, you want to leave a little, oops. Yeah, you got to be careful of these trees. They tend to have issues. You want to leave a little bit. So that's where the edge of that plastic is on each side. You want to give it a little bit of room. Ah, tomorrow night. Yes, tomorrow night. Woohoo! It is time for the Aurora class. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on this. And it's going to go, wait, I can't do this because I have to use my grid paper because I want it to be straight. So I'm using my grid paper just to line it up at the top and the bottom, get it straight like that. So there's the first one, and now we'll put the fourth one in. So I'm lining this up so I can give it 1/4 of an inch on the edge, and then it is 1/4 of an inch below and 1/4 of an inch above. Oh, no, it's not. Wait. It's not. It is 1/8 of an inch below and 1/8 of an inch above. Did I get that straight? Not bad, not bad. I have this new sweater. Shh, don't tell Ted. I haven't told him it's new, and I wore it today for the first time, and he hasn't noticed. I think I got away with it. I was in Winners last week, and I know I should never go in there because it's lethal, because they've got all their sweaters in there now. And this sweater was on sale in Winners, and it is so soft and so warm. But I always have problems with the length of the sleeves because my arms are so short. Okay, and now this is going to go 1/4 of an inch, I think, in this. Oh, where's my other piece? There it is. And that's 1/4 of an inch, yeah. So I made this size of this so that you can do 1/4 of an inch in between each one and 1/4 of an inch on each side. Sort of 1/4 of an inch in between. There we go. This one is a little bit low. Let me see if I can move it up. There we go. There, that'll do. Okay, now we're going to take it and put it right onto the flippy-uppy part of the card. So it's going to sit right on here. And you could put it wherever you want. But I'm going to put it on here. I need to put a little bit of adhesive on that. I didn't get it up quite high enough. There we go. Now, I'm going to lay it on here like this and center it where I want so I know where to put my adhesive, because you have to hide the adhesive in behind your strips, and you don't want to put it too close to the edge because otherwise you'll see it. So a strip of adhesive there, and we'll put a couple of strips there, and we'll put a strip, the strips right there. And then right along the edge of this one. There. Just be careful you don't get adhesive on your plastic where you're going to see it. And then this is going to go right here, like that. And then you have your poppy uppy thing. You could turn this into an easel card, center easel card, really good too, because just don't stick this embossed piece down all the way, and then you could do a score line right there, and you could turn it into an easel card. I think I've got glue in my way. Uh-oh. Let me push it over, because otherwise I'm going to glue my card shut. There we go. Okay, now we're going to put the trees on. And they're going to go like this. So the sentiment, when I stamp it, is going to go from one end to the other, like that. Okay, so maybe I'll stamp that first, and then we'll put the trees onto the sentiment. Because you have to make sure you glue them to the sentiment, not to your card, because otherwise you'll end up with you glue your card closed. Geez, that was hard. Okay, this is Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to stamp Christmas. And I'm going to stamp Mary. Like that. And I just re-inked my ink pad. That's why it's so dark. Okay, so now let's get some glue on the bottom of this, and then I will let it sit while we stamp the inside and the envelope. I filled my glue bottle up today. It's much happier. Apparently it was almost empty. This will hold a bottle and a half of this. A bottle and a half. Okay, those will go off to the side and get happy. And I'm going to stamp on here. So we're going to get Azure Afternoon. Any of the faceted snowflakes, Alice? These? I do. I have them. Apparently there's a whole bunch of loose ones in there. Okay. Snowflakes. Snowflakes. These are from the Festive Friends stamp set. I forgot the name there for a sec. Just run a line of them up the side. And then get some on the envelope. Every time I stamp an envelope now, I'm going to think of Judy. My dear friend Judy. Okay. I added them to my sample. What sample? This has the frosted iridescent dots on it. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. As the saying goes, I must be short on bandwidth tonight. I love that saying. You can get yourself out of We used to call it brain farts, but now it's, I don't have the bandwidth for that today. Okay, so let's put this inside. Find my card. That's going to go right in here, lining the bottom up like that. Only one brain cell tonight. And Alice says she's at a bandwidth. Bandwidth has completely disappeared. All right, so we have, I think I'll use this on that side and I'll use this on that side. So first of all, I'm going to attach. So I want the trees to attach onto here about that far in. So I'm going to go right about there. In too far. Got to move it over, move it out, move it out. And I can do that because my Tombow is still wet. There we go. So there's one set of trees. Make sure they're straight. They're not Tofino trees. I bet Tofino is amazing these past couple of days with all the weather, the wind. Oh man, I would like to be out there. Mary has one brain cell. And Alice has her warming kitty. Ooh, well, apparently that was the whole thing, but did I use the whole thing here? I did. Well, why is it not working? It should work. It should work. I'm just going to do a little trim in here. There, I just trimmed the edges off. Of course, it's got glue, so now it's stuck on me and I can't get it off of me. Oh, all right. And we're going to put this in here like this. And we're going to put the trees down. Let's just do that. There we go. So there's our trees. Isn't that cool? Now, they will go on here like this. So I'm going to have to put glue on some of them. So if I do it this way, then I'll know which ones are going to need the glue on them. You just have to be careful. See, I can't put glue on that one because it's not sitting on designer paper. It's sitting on the plastic, and that would mean that I would have it showing through the other side, and I don't want that. And then I can put it, but only on this side of this tree. And down that one. And down that one. There we go. And the rest are not going to have glue. And then I'm going to put some adhesive. Oops, need it back on here. I need to put adhesive on it. I'm going to run adhesive right there and right there and right there and right there. So I just kind of avoided the pieces in the middle. And then we're going to stick this on right there like that. I have glue all over my fingers. And there we have our card. And I got a little bit carried away with the adhesive, but shh, don't tell anybody. Ta-da! Aw, thanks, Nicole. And don't forget, case away, and don't forget to add it to our Share It Saturday. I'd love to see what you come up with. Okay, gotta go back up here and read some comments. Your trees are standing. Oh, Tofino's without power. They have trees down. Rosemary has two. Says she has two down trees and no power. Valerie has two brain cells. One is lots and the other is lost and the other one's looking for it. You guys are funny. Nope, there's no dimensionals on this card. And so far, there's no Wink of Stella either, but I'm going to put Wink of Stella. I've discovered I like putting it right on the edge where the light, the northern lights are. And then of course this one's got this here. We'll put a little bit there and we'll put a little bit there. There we go. Now we just have the bling to put on and then we're done. Yes, Holly bling. Norma says don't forget the bling. Oh, you guys keep me in line. Where are they? I lost them. There they are. Okay. We will put one there and let's put a purple one beside it. And then we'll bring in the blues by putting one here and a clear one beside it. And then put one pink one up here. There we go. We're done. Thank you so much for your kind comments. This is a really fun card to do. And you could do it with any papers. You don't need this one. You know, add the snowflakes. What snowflakes? Am I using snowflakes? Thanks, Susan. Thanks, Carol, Norma, Valerie. Oh, you guys are also kind. Thanks, Janet. Holly. If you're talking these, I don't think they're appropriate for this card. They're a little bit too garish for me. This is more of a subtle card, and I don't understand. I don't understand why these things are falling out and going everywhere. It's like they're letting go and they're going for walkabouts. These are pretty, but I don't think they don't make my heart happy on this card. You can always suggest things. Absolutely. Suggest away. I love hearing suggestions because, it's not only me. I think I'm going to order some of these pen kits and I think I'm going to give them away as gifts for orders for my Stampiversary month. I love that idea. There are clear ones, yes. There are. They're clear and pretty peacock and real red. See the colors? I don't know. I just like the frosted dots. So that's why I use them. And that's why I'm not changing them. Thanks everybody for spending time with me tonight. It's been a lot of fun this week showing you the Lights of Aurora cards. If you're part of my class, tomorrow night is the virtual class starting at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And I already sent out the Zoom link. So if you don't have it or you lost it, let me know and I will send it again. And if you are doing the in-person club, that is Friday at 1:00. Then Creative Escape is Saturday. Powell River is Sunday. And then the in-person Aurora class is the 25th. 24th. 24th of October. What fall off the cards, Susan? The snowflakes? Let me go over this. Susan says she's found quite a few fall off the cards. Are you talking these? Are these falling off? Because if you find they fall off, just put a dot of Tombow before you put them on your project. Put a small dot of Tombow and then put these, although they have adhesive on them, sometimes the gems are too heavy for the amount of adhesive they have on them. So if you put a little bit of Tombow down and let it dry, and then put the self-adhesive bling on top of that Tombow, you get double the strength to keep them in place. That's okay, Alice. That's okay. Yeah. If you have gems falling off of your cards, it doesn't matter what kind of gems they are. Just add a little bit of Tombow, and then put your gem right on top of your Tombow, and it gives you double sticking power. All right. If there isn't any more questions, that's it for tonight. And I won't be live with you now until Monday night. And it's October. And I know when I did my events, I said it would be Mondays are going to be at 4:00, but I'm not doing that anymore. Mondays will now, I'm trying to find my note so I can write myself a note. Where did I put it? I lost that note I had. What did I do with it? Oh, well, I'll just use this and I'll write myself a note. Mondays are now going to be at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, just like the rest of my week for winter hours. So I'm writing it down so I can go and change those events. So Mondays, 7:30 p.m. now, except for the days that I have my team meetings at 8, and then they'll be 7:00, but I will tell you when that happens. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and you get to be creative and productive. Stay warm, stay safe, and stay dry. And I will see you Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here in my craft room. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.